Good morning, girls. Javiera, Vanessa, Lucia, Catalina, who's coming in a second. I want to give you a warm welcome. It's a cold morning in Linares. I don't know whether you're all in Linares, but today is very cold. Or
Yes.
I woke up early. I do not know. I have been checking. Remember, you are receiving, so we are going to see something about your some grades that might appear on Educandos. And remember, that is your achievement, your follow-up. Es como un seguimiento. So remember that every week, so we are in week 7, time is going very quickly, and we have a lot to accomplish. So today we are going to spend time in remembering the evaluations. Something very important, yes? Check the modules evaluation scheme, keep it in mind. Today we are, I will include it in the PPT, and I will include it in the future weeks so that you see where we are, where we are going. Yes, so let us keep evaluations in mind. All the tasks, the materials for the tasks are on Educandos. So always check materials, new and old. If there is something you still need to do that. Don't wait until the end of the semester. On Educandos. So if you check, everything is there week by week. Forum postings, please, forums. I don't have to follow you again with the forum. You already know what to do in the forum. We practiced last week. You have examples. So it's now up to you. Yes, and we will see that as well. Work as constantly as you can. Every week, do a little bit. Otherwise, it will be a mountain. And keep the Bitácora, yes. And check forum participation model and examples. So now you have examples. So the forum participation should be easier for you now. So it's only, I will get on Mondays and start uploading grades, partial grades. Okay, so there is, so we have more people coming. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. So we have Paola, Giselle, Krishna. Hello, girls. Okay, so I will go back to, so one of the important topics for us is evaluations. And remember, we have evaluations to accomplish. We have been working little by little, slowly. I have been compounding different tasks so that we don't have so many tasks. But you still have to work because some tasks have been like reformulated for you to have less number, but still you have work to do. So please, I beg you, work constantly on your tasks. And the first thing to bear in mind is something that is progressive, which is the participation. So the idea of the modules in English is that you progressively do things. So you practice along the semester. Yes. So that is one of the ideas. This is something difficult to understand for other subjects, but it's the way English builds up the proficiency level. So I prefer that you do a little bit of English every week than I come in July and just give you a grade. That might be unfair because I don't see your progress, because I don't give you opportunity to improve. So if we go back to this explanation, Phoebe, good morning. If you see these 2 items for evaluation, Take time, because this is the final grade. I will be writing grades by the end of the semester. But that does not mean I am not doing anything. Does not mean that. I am working. I am receiving feedback. If there's something I need to check in my writing, if I need to complete, this is the point. This is the time now. And so it's not a work that I will do in a week on the 28th of June. This is the average of a lot of weeks that I have been working. Entonces, para que quede claro, esta nota de fines de junio, principios de julio, es el promedio de muchas notas de participación. Ustedes ya tienen una nota, ya la vieron en Educandos. Ahora tendrán otra. Esta tarde escribo otra, que es sobre el foro de la semana 5, si mal no me acuerdo, no, o 3, de la semana 3. Entonces, eso debería estar hecho. Ya era la semana pasada. Eso debería estar hecho. Tengo además una rúbrica. The same with, forum. So by the end, I will have an average, un promedio de todas mis notas en el foro. Entonces no esperemos a ver el 1 para saber que no estamos haciendo lo que tenemos que hacer. Entonces, that is the point. Yes, and so last week we did a work. There was group work revision, forum postings, writing, examples are posted. Los ejemplos que escribimos la semana pasada están en la semana 6. Hay 2 ejemplos que recibí de 2 grupos. Y eran sobre, I think, era sobre el trabajo de la semana 3. Y hoy tenemos la semana 5. También, así que tenemos otro foro más. Just to focus, this is the rubric, and you know, you have it. What are we looking for? So we are looking for responses that include content that is relevant to the task. Remember, each forum has a topic. Tienen un contenido or a content and a topic. Then they should present, write the correct vocabulary. Remember, we were practicing last week with correct vocabulary, yes, grammatical forms, according to your knowledge. Then you also have to comment to your classmates. And of course, you include the topic of the week, your personal synthesis of the conceptual knowledge. Remember, I divided in different areas. And one of the areas is conceptual knowledge. El conocimiento conceptual. Then you give your personal opinion. And finally, your suggestions for improvement. And you have received all of the materials to do that. You have the frames and you have the examples on week 6, last week. Yes, so you have all of the examples. Plus you have a number of words required. It's not one sentence. Yes, we talked about this. And the readability, o sea, la habilidad de ser leído, ¿verdad? La facilidad de ser leído, the readability of the piece of writing. Okay, so do we all understand about the forum? Or do we have any question to ask about the forum comments? Please do that now, if you have anything to ask. ¿Está claro? Necesitamos otra ayuda con la escritura, chicos. We practice.
I have
We can practice again. Yes, Phoebe?
Vanessa.
Vanessa, sorry. So what's it?
200 words, right?
200 words, yes. I am not counting one by one, as I told you, but it has to be complete. Remember, you have a reference to the topic. You have an opinion, and you have suggestions.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. So it's a question of practice. If you have to ask me anything, you can write to me and ask me and check with me. And check with me in case you need some help. Okay, so one of the things we have to remember is the forum participation, and now we had a forum from week 5, which was the infographic. The infographic, sorry. The infographic, and I wanted to share with you some of the postings. You all have your infographics. This was long ago. So I hope you all have your infographics to upload today. This forum already needed to be evaluated, but I waited for you like 2 weeks. So it's okay. I don't have a problem with waiting, but we need to proceed. Otherwise, we can't stay the whole semester in only one forum. Remember, we have forum 3, which I am going to show you the situation it is in. So, okay, so for you to see, hello, Daphne, we were reflecting about the needs for evaluation. And forum in week 3 is this one. We were working with this forum last week. Do you remember? Recordamos el foro de la semana pasada.
Yes.
All right, so you remember the work with that forum. We have 2 examples uploaded with the writings for this forum. Okay, and this is the status it is in. Remember, I am commenting, so this is your postings, which are all right. You were working, most of you were working in pairs. So that's only one step. The next step here is to comment to your classmates. Y esto es lo que repetimos siempre. Este comentario, los compañeros, los 2 comentarios, here, Catalina, for example, 1, 2. Esto es lo que va a recibir la nota, el comentario al compañero. On that basis. So if I don't have this, yes, so unluckily I have to upload a low grade. Si esto no está hecho, la graduación es baja y esto es uno de los elementos para promediar. So do we understand the importance of this? Es uno de los porcentajes de la nota. Do we understand this? ¿Entendemos, chicas? ¿Chicos?
Yes, teacher.
Entonces, eso es lo que estamos hablando. Cada uno de estos foros va a ser luego promediado al final. Entonces, no puedo hacerlo en una semana. Ok, entonces estamos hablando de esta evaluación, el Forum Participation. Esto lo vimos la semana pasada. Esta semana nos toca el foro de la semana 5. That is the infographic. Creating a physical and emotional environment. And we have some examples. I needed this finished. Okay. Esto tiene que estar terminado, la infografía tiene que estar terminada porque tienen que hacer otra tarea.
Profe,
Yes.
profe, es que con respecto a la infografía, lo que pasa es que usted nos dio duplas para trabajar,
Yes.
pero yo no me pude contactar con mi dupla y...
Is that clear? So, in regards portfolios and tasks, these are the tasks we have finished so far. Personal introduction, document 1, 2, and 3. And therefore, I am going to ask you for your portfolios. The task is created, has been created on Educandus. It is already there. And you will upload there the portfolio. with that, I will be able to see how much have you here. Yes, so here it is. So with that, I will be able to see how much you have progressed, if you need any other support, if you need to finish something. So this is the time to do this, not by the time we have already finished the semester. So this is my worry. Yes, that's why we are paying attention today to these issues. Okay, is there any question so far? And we need to pay attention to one more element. Coming back to the presentation. One more element in reference to evaluation, which is the midterm assessment. So it's coming, it is coming. It will be on week 10, so 3 weeks from now. And this is a quiz online on Educandus. Yes, it is an online test. So it will be available on Educandus in this week, in week 10, from the 17th to the 19th of May. You will have plenty of time to do it. And we will do a revision before that. So these are the 3 elements of evaluation that we need to pay attention to so far. Participation, which is something you do gradually. Tasks, yes, the collection of tasks, which is also something you do gradually. And midterm, which is an activity you will be doing in some days. We will do a revision, but for that, in order to get that revision and to that activity, you need to have completed your tasks. So if I don't do the tasks, if I don't comment, if I don't know what is going on, doing this assessment is very difficult. Doing the revision, the task for revision is also difficult. So everything is related and we don't need to stop. So if I am not doing anything, I am wrong. Something is wrong at that point. So do you have any questions about the scheme, about this attendance scheme and evaluation scheme? El esquema de evaluación. Any questions?
I have doubts about the midterm.
About? A doubt about?
The midterm?
Midterm, yes.
It's about all our work or about what?
All of the tasks, all of the topics we have covered. And we need to start today with Unit 2. And therefore, for Unit 2, we need to work very hard because we have to complete those topics as well. So remember the topics we have been doing so far. Yes, it includes everything. So the topics are Introduction to Learning Theories. And remember, we discussed, you have the classes with our discussions. Everything is on Educandus. The tasks, the readings, the videos, yes, and the methods, the creation of environment, and the topic we start today with the evolution of those tasks. Yes, so we still have a lot to work. We have a lot to do for that midterm. So there's no space for me saying, oh, I don't have anything to do. No. If you have that feeling, you're wrong. Check on Educandus, there's something you are doing every week. So any other questions? So we start the new topic. So I really take time to explain to you so that you get conscious. So we raise awareness. Yes, that's a very important. You raise awareness. Eso es, nos volvemos conscientes de la responsabilidad con la evaluación del módulo, que es desde el día 1, ¿ok? Pero nos faltaba visualizar. So, from day 1, this is not today. Yesterday, I was thinking, what am I going to do that is new? No, this is not new. From day 1, this responsibility was the same. Only now we are becoming aware, raising awareness. Estamos incrementando esta conciencia. But it's something you needed to do from day 1. So if we don't have any other questions, we start with a new unit, which is language acquisition during the silent period. And so we're going to work a lot with reading and listening, and a little bit of production, this part of the unit, just for you to be exposed to this topic. Remember that one of the objectives of the module is to develop your knowledge of English, your contact with the English language, and therefore you need to be listening, reading, and producing, writing in English as well. All right, so we are working at the level B2. Remember, you are sitting for this exam by the end of the year. So that's another demand we have on our progress with the language. And it's something you do little by little. Okay, the very first video is a video just for you to read. It goes quickly, but what are we going to pay attention to? What is the silent period? This is something we need to discover. We will watch a short video, yes, and we will pay attention to stages in second language acquisition. This has been studied for many years. That learners of a second language go through certain steps, yes, and stages. So what are stages? ¿Qué serían los stages? Do you have any idea? Stages?
Etapas.
Etapas, yes, excellent, Catalina, thank you. So son etapas, yes, exactly. So learners of a second language, foreign language, yes, Vanessa, thank you, yes. It is are in etapas, yes. Etapas de la adquisición de la lengua, exactly. So pay attention to the video. It's not to listen. You will have another listening video for the task. Yes, if we have time, we do it today, but this is only to read. Just pay attention to how many stages and to a short description of what do English learners do during the silent period. So we will be paying attention to these two things. It's very easy because you only have to read. So there's no listening. There is another one. As I said, there is another listening exercise that you will be doing in the task. Okay. Okay, I will share the screen. All right. No. Okay. So can you hear? Can you hear?
The video?
Yes.
The video? Can you hear the
little.
video? I need to share the screen. Well, again, can you hear?
No, teacher.
No,
Just
no, yes. Now it is ready. Okay, so stages of second language acquisition. We'll start again.
Yes.
Okay, so here we have something to answer the second question. So what can they do during the silent period? What
The
can
students listen, yes,
listen to the language? Yes.
and absorb information.
Yes, exactly. Listen to the language and absorb information. Yes.
Also, they just repeat words.
Yes, and they know a very few words. Yes, and they repeat. Yes, they know very few words and they repeat them. Yes, repeat some loose words they can hear. Okay, so it was very easy, as you can see. So now we're searching for information about how many stages are there. Okay. Okay, so how many stages could you see in the video?
Maybe 4.
Five.
Five, I think. 5 stages. Yes, 5 stages. And the first one is the silent period or pre-production. It's also called pre-production stage. not only the silent period, okay? Silent period or pre-production. Pre-production stage. Then it's the early production. Yes, girls are participating. Yes, I am going to share with you. Do not worry, Catalina. They know very few words and they repeat. They repeat those words. Sorry, I wrote this incomplete sentence. Words. Okay, the pre-production or the silent period, the early stage, the early production stage. The early production stage, speech emergency, speech emergence. They might have some different, literature, a little bit different names. Emergence. And then, yes. Intermediate and advanced. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Catalina. Intermediate fluency. Now you have to think about yourselves. Which is your stage? Which stage do you think you're in? And advanced. Yes, and remember, this is not the same with all ages. Some of you started learning or relearning. You were false beginners at a certain point. Probably you didn't start with a silent period as adults, as children usually do, in a more common way. But more or less, these 5 stages, they are repeated in learners across different ages. Yeah, so this can be found in learning a second language, a foreign language. Okay, so you will see, you will have the task, yes, with the videos to watch again and to take notes, remember, more detailed notes. Now about you, about your lives, yes, you need to discuss your previous learning experiences while learning a foreign language since childhood. So what do you think? What do you think your experiences were? Some of you would like to share something that comes to your mind.
Baby learning
Yes.
language before she speaks.
Yes.
But language, there is a corporal language in a baby.
Sorry, Catalina.
Es que no entiendo mucho la pregunta.
If they are learning language, if babies are learning language before they speak. And you say, yes, babies are learning language before he or she speaks. Remember, we said that during a period when they're learning language. So you listen to the language and you absorb information about that language. Yes, so we have, this is a correct answer. Your native language, you learn the same way. Yes, it takes you how long to speak your native language? More or less. 1.5 years, probably. Children are listening to their mother tongue and they then start producing isolated words. Mama, leche, yes, sí, no. It goes, it takes a while until children speak their mother tongues. And what can a baby communicate? Yes, and Catalina, I think you were thinking of this answer. What can a baby communicate before speaking? We have more participation in the chat.
Body language.
Yes, with body language, yes. They learn to listen to their parents, Vanessa says. Yes, exactly. So they learn, yes, of course, they learn to listen, they learn to pay attention what language is going around them, and they are learning a lot about this language that surrounds them. all the rules of that language. Yes, and they express through body language. Yes, they express themselves through body language. Language noises, yeah, body language noises, movement of hand pointing at something. Es cuando señalan algo, pointing at something, but they don't say the name. At something, yes. And different noises. Sometimes it's as if they were copying language, but they're not really saying anything. Yes. So that can happen as well with little children. You see all of these, those who have
Yes.
nephews, nieces,
And
little brothers.
emotions.
Yes, emotions.
When they cry, for example,
Yes.
they feel hurt, tummy hurt, for example.
Yes, yes. Or they imitate the tone of the language being spoken around them. So those who have nephews, nieces, little brothers around you have seen this phenomenon. With scream, yes, screaming by screaming, yes, to show anger probably, or exactly. And yo me recuerdo a mi sobrina tratando de imitar a su mamá, pero ella imitaba el tono, no podía hablar, entonces decía, como hablaba un adulto, pero en realidad siguiendo el tono, no las palabras. So all of this is a process of learning, as you see. And they are, while they are learning. So there are many things that you're learning while you're listening to your language, to your mother tongue or other languages. You are, so you're not only repeating sometimes words, but you repeat tones, you repeat screaming or noises, just imitating that language that surrounds you. Okay. They laugh when they laugh. Yes, also when they laugh. Yes, everything is a copy of the situation going around them and the language being spoken around them. Yes, and the culture. So when they cry, when they're sad, or when they laugh, or when they scream, also is something they see around them. Okay, so why can people usually read a language at a higher level than they can speak? And this is something that happens to adults like you, who can read probably much more easily than what you can speak. Sometimes you say you don't dare to speak because you don't feel sure. Why do you think you can read more easily? Is this related to this topic?
I think that could be a type of express ourselves. Like we can talk, yet we can understand easy the writing. Say in Spanish again. I think that you can understand my idea. I don't know.
Yes, no, yes, you stress yourselves when speaking.
Yeah, so we how como no tenemos la confianza, how can I say that? How we
We are
can
not confident. You're not confident.
talking, we are confident to read it.
Yes.
That I think could be, but I'm not sure.
You're not confident in speaking, but it's because of the same phenomenon, because you feel more confident, more secure when receiving information, when reading at your pace, also when listening, because you will have to listen to another video and you will have time to do it. So you will pause and play it on again and stop and go back, listen again to it. So you can have more time to understand discourse. Whereas when you're speaking, when you're writing, you feel more that lack of confidence. You need more time, you need to practice, you're afraid of making mistakes, right? So again, this receptive ability is developed along life. So we develop that ability for a longer time. Yes. So it's easier to read because you have developed that skill. Es más fácil porque hemos desarrollado más la habilidad receptiva. So it is easier to read because we have developed and we have been developing it since we started learning our mother tongues or a foreign language as English as well. So you spend more time listening and reading in many cases as you do writing or speaking, depending on the tasks, of course, but it's a skill we have developed more. And you take your time, you take more time, your own time to understand and everything. Okay, so just to revise the silent period, and then we will divide in groups and we will have a short break for you to go bring some water. Just for you to understand the silent period as defined by Stephen Krashen is a period in which English learners are unwilling or unable to communicate orally. Probably they don't need it either, but they're just, it's not a lack of ability. It is a developmental stage. ¿Sí? No es una falta de habilidad, sino un estadio dentro del desarrollo. Even when they understand much of what is going on around them. They're not comfortable speaking in the new language because it is difficult for them to express their thoughts orally. Children in the silent period should not be forced to speak before they are ready. They need time to listen to others talk, digest what they hear, and observe their fellow classmates' interactions with each other. Because they are silent, it doesn't mean they are not learning the language. And remember that many of these writers have written in the environment of the United States, in which, of course, English is the native language of many learners, and they receive English learners in their classes. So in these cases, children who are learning, it's much more noticeable that they are just catching up everything going around them, learning what their classmates are saying before they are able to speak. Okay, and of course it's a little bit different how we learn outside the country where English is the native, is the language mainly spoken. There we also go through silent period, but probably we have another process. But of course, we spend also time receiving language, yes, being exposed to language, and then we are able to communicate, to produce. Okay, so the task 4 will have many of these exercises, so you have already part of your task done here in groups. And you will create this timeline. Yes, I will share it with you with the Word document. And in groups, you will have to discuss how did you progress along your learning process while you were learning English. So how was at 8 years old, at 10 years old, and then you have more in the Word document. You have more stages, more ages. Probably thinking you started at around 5 or 6 or 7, depending if you had English in your elementary schools. Okay, is that clear?
I think so.
Yes, okay, so you will receive the task 4 document by means of WhatsApp. I will show it to you. Then it will be uploaded to Educandos for you to complete as well, Don't worry. And I will share with you and you will discuss this in groups. Okay, it's 5-6 minutes. Can you see the timeline?
Yes.
Yes.
8, 10, 15, 15 to 17 years old and older. Now that you're above 17 years old, how is your learning now? I can, yes, here. You can have a follow-up. I can. I am able to. Yes. All right. So we stop here. Now that you have been working with the timelines, who would like to share? Then you will have time to do your own timelines in your task. But now for a general discussion, who would like to share? Anyone? Come on, go. We have to do something else. I need you to pay attention. Anyone would like to share?
No yet, teacher. I will send a message in Pau. Up to Pau, I'm sorry.
What? But now,
Let-
what have you been discussing in the timeline?
Sí, es que nos falta completar algo, entonces le estaban viendo unos mensajes internos
Ah.
a la Pau para poder
Okay.
compartirla.
Compartir. Okay. Do not worry. Finish. We just to have an example. Each one will have a different option. Yes. Todos vamos a tener una distinta línea del tiempo según cómo aprendimos, pero es para tener una idea simplemente, un acercamiento. So, anyone else? Vanessa, Daphne, Javiera, any one of you? Phoebe? Just only one example.
Okay.
We don't need something so complete. It's only one example.
I can share my
Okay,
task.
we're waiting. Yes, you can.
Permiso.
Sure. All right.
In the second square, how can I say, me quedé estancada con mi aprendizaje en el inglés.
I got stuck.
I
See,
got stuck.
You got stuck. But
in
at
English.
8, what did you learn at 8 years old? Phoebe, tell us. Tell us your.
To count to before 200.
A lot.
Yeah, because I
Mhm.
I understand how. Oh,
Yes.
entendí cómo se seguía la secuencia de los números, but I didn't. I
Yeah.
can't recognize the number. I don't
So
know.
you understood the sequence of numbers, but
Yeah.
not every number, probably. You didn't remember all of
Yeah.
them. Yeah. Okay.
If I read it, I didn't know what number where.
Which was the number? Yeah, okay. Because
Yeah.
you were very young, probably also to know in Spanish, but it's a great accomplishment. And then you felt proud. Why? ¿Por qué te sentías orgulloso?
To memorize some words of family members.
Yes,
Because
excellent.
equal to my classmate.
Yes, of course. So it's great. Everything you feel, you understand, you know, you're proud. It's a great learning. Yes, a great learning process. Yes. And at 10 years old, you got stuck. Why?
Because in that age was the end of my English and my interest of in English.
In English. Okay. So you had like a moment there to stop learning. Yes, you stopped learning.
Yeah.
And then at 15, yes, you didn't feel secure. Okay, yes, probably that also can happen. You didn't.
And the next year I just having my memorized in my mind what I learned in 8 and 10 years.
Yes, and then later you could not read. No, you couldn't read.
Yeah. I learned I
Mhm.
learned read and tag. Oh, I wrote the same here.
Yeah.
The last year,
In last
we
year. Mhm.
yeah,
Yes,
when
exactly.
I
So
started the
now
university, I learned yeah.
to read and speak. Yeah, so now if we had another one, now at 19, you can write, you can read. What can you do now? That's a good question, Frida. What can you do
I
now?
can just a little bit like in the middle. I can read, tag, and write,
Yes, exactly. And
and
speak
listen it.
and listen. Yes, you can do a lot. For sure. And this goes in progress, as we said. Yes, es un progreso, es un desarrollo. It's not something you finish ever learning. You know more vocabulary, remember, more grammar rules. So you know a lot. You really do know a lot. Yes. So
Yes,
you become more
I feel proud
conscious.
now to my progress.
Exactly. Excellent. Excellent, Phoebe. Thank you for sharing. So, this is a
Yeah.
progress, ¿sí? Era lo que hablábamos al comienzo, el sentido de progreso. No sé todo, no sé todas las palabras. It's not possible. Yes, that's not possible. But you're making progress and you become more proud, as, as Phoebe says, of every achievement. Sí, pero ese es el sentido del trabajo en progreso. Okay, so now, so you were working in your timeline. As I said, every timeline will look differently. That's not natural. Some people started learning later. Imagine Phoebe was very, very privileged to learn very early. I started learning very late at 11. And I felt proud of the little things I knew at 11, but I felt I was already old for my learning process. Okay, yes, Catalina, please share. So we all have different, we can get to different levels of learning, even starting not so early. Okay, this is Catalina's. All right, we listen to you.
Go, Po, you can.
Yeah, you can do it. So you learn to count in English. Yes, that's the first thing. Apparently, that's what we all learn first, counting. Little children.
8 years old,
Mm-hmm.
I learned to count to number in English.
Yes. So from 1 to
I
15.
feel proud.
Mm-hmm.
I memorize the numbers from
Mm-hmm.
1 until 20.
Yes, that's great. Great. Yes. 10, your
I
expressions.
learned a few expressions by memory. For example, my favorite color is blue or pink.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like it pizza. I like play football, etc.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. By 15.
I knew a
Mm-hmm.
lot of words in English. I
Mm-hmm.
feel happy for speaking more. I have she doesn't. They didn't speaking.
Mm-hmm. So all those.
And I could read a lot in English.
Mm-hmm.
I could not. I wish. I hope in English.
So you could not write or speak about those structures. I wish. No, you couldn't. You couldn't do that. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes. Still, you need more. Mm-hmm.
I could not understand a lot of the passive voice in English.
Excellent. But you nevertheless, that's a very advanced level. Wish, the expressions with wish, for example, or the passive voice. So you're still making a lot of progress because now by this stage you are now, you will be able to get to that knowledge. So you will be able to do that. So as you see, you can see progress even even if you feel you go slowly. Yes, so it doesn't matter. You're developing the language, and through adolescence, childhood, and adolescence, you learned a lot of vocabulary and some structures that can be the basis of what you still need to learn in the future. Okay, so it's great. And you will see the evolution, this development is different for everyone, as I said. And the most important thing is that you keep on progressing, not getting stuck. And even if you do get stuck, you can get out of that feeling and that stage. So now let us pay attention to something that requires our attention in the documents you're going to find on Educandos. Are two documents. One, the one that I shared with you for you to see the timeline, which is this document 4A, in which you have the exercises. And now we're going to finish focusing on those exercises. And the document 4B, which has text with comprehension questions. So before we finish today, I want you to have a look at these texts, read part of them, tell me if you understand the reading. We will analyze the questions you have to answer, and so that then you can work with this text. You can work with a classmate as well, so that it's easier for you to discuss the document. Okay, by the end of the task, you will finish with two exercises. One is to reflect and create a list of aspects of the second language learning that you have learned in the text. And here you have a short list and complete list with events you think happened during the silent period. So for example, if we get this bigger, you will see that it speaks about vocabulary building, for example. So is this possible during the silent period? Yes, of course. People develop vocabulary, children and not so children develop vocabulary while they stay silent for a period, just learning vocabulary. Then they get phonetic awareness. That's also true. So you learn by being exposed to the language. How does the language sound? How are the words pronounced? Or a little, so some kind of awareness. Probably pronunciation, we do not know because we don't have action, yes? But of course, we know that children are learning how to pronounce. Then children learn sentence structures. Yes, of course, you learn sentence structure just by listening, yes, and reading short sentences, being exposed to short sentences in the classroom. And you can keep on adding more ideas to this list. And then you will think of classroom activities that will help develop receptive skills. Remember, which are the receptive skills? Which are the receptive skills? To receive language. Which are they? Which skills?
Read and listening.
Reading and listening. Excellent. So you receive language by reading and listening, right? And then you have productive skills, the other two. Yes. So first of all, remember, when we are talking with very beginner learners, we are trying to develop receptive skills so that they listen and read and receive a lot of input from the language. And then we can concentrate on productive skills, that is speaking and writing. Okay, so remember that think of activities you can do with receptive skills. In this case, reading and listening so that children can develop language as much as they can during the silent period. Yes. So they don't speak. Which activities can they do that they are not required to speak or write, of course? Okay. Are we ready? So do you understand this as post-reading activities? So now, let me explain again. I will divide you in groups again. I will send you the other document. We will check the document now. I will send you the document so that you start reading, skimming through the text and tell me if you understand the vocabulary and what you have to do. So, do we agree on that? Do we agree? Before finishing? Hello,
Sí.
people? Yes, okay, so you will have 10 minutes to skim through the document. Okay, so what are you going to receive? This is the document with an introduction about the teacher who wrote it. And then you have reading cues. So you have to pay attention to this. Yes, to these words and phrases, and you need to explain this. Yes, these words and phrases. What is the silent period? In your own words, okay? Explain in your own words. What is the silent period? So you are looking for that information. Remember the reading strategies. What is comprehension precedes production? Yes, so that's another thing you're going to pay attention to. We are going to color in a different color. Okay. When they do speak, we want the speech to be real and purposeful instead of contrived. What does this mean to this mean? Yes, what does this mean? What does this mean? And total physical response. So you're going to focus on looking for information on these propositions. Okay? Is this clear?
Hay que explicar con otras palabras lo que es
Sí.
solo el silent period.
No, todos estos son 4.
Ah,
Silent
es
period,
que como...
comprehension, precise, all of them are different ones, yes? Different things we're looking for. Information on all of this, yes, with numbers.
ya. ¿Y en el link aparece lo que es eso?
No, here you
¿O
have
no?
the text, yes, you have the text.
Ok. Sí, porque yo decía
Yes.
las etapas, pero ahí no aparecen las etapas, aparece una nada más. Entonces estaba como media confundida.
Okay. So this is the text. So read now in groups. So try to see if you understand the language. The language is adapted to your level. So you can read this, even if it is long. Okay, so this is the first, so we have examples, a lot of examples. That's why it is long. Es un poco largo porque tiene ejemplos, pero está adaptado al nivel de ustedes. So you can read this. Y tratan de buscar estos temas, ¿sí? Los marcan, okay? Then you have text 2, which is short, but it explains the same topic. And you have the post-reading questions. So in 10 minutes, try to have an answer about the what is silent period, yes? And if you find one answer to these questions, yes? Let us check the questions here. This is a quote from the first article. We have been working on the present tense for over 2 months now. We have been doing drills, lots of repetitions. We have created real life situations to make language come to life, and yet they can produce little or nothing. Esto es una cita del primer texto. Why do you think the students are not able to use the language structures that the teacher has been teaching them? So it's very much related to the silent period, yes? So add the list. but you have to pay attention to this to answer for your task. The second question, why do second language students and babies pass through a silent period? Why is it so important that teachers and students understand the silent period? And make a list of classroom activities. Well, this is related to the task in your other task, in task 4A. So we will delete this one, yeah? Esto está hecho en la otra tarea, yeah? I changed it. Okay, so it's very easy. It is very easy. Pay attention. Let us see what you could discuss in the groups. Who would like to share? What is the silent period according to the text? Text 1 at least. Do you have that? Did you find that information in the text? First of all, was the text easy to read? Was it easy to read? ¿Fue fácil de leer?
No.
No?
From my opinion, it's too long.
Yes, it is long, but it's easy. It has lots of examples. O sea, incluye todos los ejemplos, por eso un poco largo. But you can still have more time. So, did you find what is the silent period? First thing.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, would you like to share what is the silent period according to the text?
But I don't have much. I just put children listen word or many words and try to absorb message. Because the students are not doing much talking yet. Because they are baby in some cases.
In some cases, they're babies or they are young learners. Yes, in some cases, or they're just beginner levels, beginner level learners of different ages, and they need a time in which they absorb, think, listen, read, and don't speak. Yeah.
Beginner learning, you said.
Beginner learners.
Beginner. Oh, con.
No, double N. Double N. Double N. Beginner level. Beginner learners. Claro,
Learners.
Aprendientes principiantes. Yes. Exactly.
Okay. And the duration of this period is approximately 6 months. And after the exposition of word or message, the child can understand much more that he or he can produce.
Excellent. 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 Very. So by starting reading, you can write these notes. Excellent, Catalina. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Did you Vanessa, Lucia, Daphne, did you read about the quote? I told you to read in the last questions. Where is the quote? This quote that the children are learning. They have been learning some topic in grammar. So could you find that? Or what do you think that means? This last quote, we have been working on the present simple for over 2 months. We have been doing drills, lots of repetition. We have created real life situations to make language come to life, yet they can produce little or nothing. So why do you think the teachers, the children, the students are not able to use the structure, the beginner learners?
Because they didn't have the confidence to speak, and it's important that they have it before trying to use it, which could be difficult for them.
Yes, exactly, because they're just beginning learning. Yes, exactly, Vanessa. So the lack of confidence comes from just the beginning stage. They need more, as Catalina was also explaining, they need to develop more the receptive skills to learn more about the structure. So you cannot ask a beginner learner to know about the structure if he's still, if he's at the beginning of being exposed to the language. So all of the explanations will go around the same topic, yes? Students need time to develop vocabulary, knowledge of structures, and building up confidence. Exactly. So it's a process that you need to respect. All right, so now going to the end of the class, I need you to tell me if you need any more explanations. So the task is rather long, but you have a lot done. We did a lot today. Remember, you're completing task 4A and B. So A is the task, and task document 4B is the text. And you complete both of them because you have questions, right? 4B, sorry, 4B. Remember, this is important for your Bitácora, for your learning Bitácora, for the portfolio, and also for the midterm. Is one of the topics of the midterm. So this unit will go around this topic related to the silent period, activities that we can develop. So, so please keep active and productive in those areas. So next week, it will be, let us create an activity to develop. And remember, you're already in this task, you're already thinking of a list of classroom activities. Okay? All right, so now class reflection. What did I learn today? So one reflection and one question that we might have.
About silent period.
We learned about the silent period, yes. Yes, we learned about the silent period and we did lots. We learned also about the timeline, our experiences while learning. So we know more about our classmates as well. And one question that is important that you need to ask now.
How can I introduce this in the classroom?
How can you try introduce? Yes, how do you introduce this knowledge? We will start thinking next week, yes? So then, in the class. So next week is our work, it will be your work, our work to reflect and your work to think of which are the good activities that children can do to develop language, but still respect their silent period, their period of learning, this exposure, this process they go through, and so on and so forth in the coming weeks and before we prepare for the midterm also. Remember that. Okay, so excellent. Exactly. So you will start while read the text again, read the text several times, and there you will have some ideas also of some activities. Okay, so next class will be Monday, the 3rd of May. Check materials to accomplish task A, 4A, and 4B. Remember, 4B is a text on educandos. Follow the classes, yes, follow all the classes. In the classes, we have the work done, the discussions, what we answers to questions. So there's no way you can tell me it's difficult to do the tasks because we discuss in class. Then forum 2, and forum 3. Yes, so finish because I am going to grade them. Yes, remember to participate. I will grade this week. So please, I will grade this week. So try to earn as much points as you can. Okay, please bear this in mind. And complete the delayed tasks. So you have a list of the tasks, personal introduction, task 1, 2, 3, and keep the portfolio updated for formative feedback in 2 weeks, week 9.
Okay.
So do you have any questions? Any other questions you would like to ask?
No yet.
No, teacher.
No,
I have. You will upload the task on Educandos, right?
Yes, this task, the same documents I shared today will be on Educandos. Yes.
Okay.
Contact me in case you need help. Don't wait.
Anytime?
Yes, anytime, so that we advance, remember. And your task is also finishing the forum. Yes, we don't have a forum this week, but we have next week a forum. Okay, so this should be finished. Forum 2 and 3. Forums 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so thank you for coming and
See
keep
you.
working, girls, and
Thank you, teacher.
making progress of making as much progress as you can. Okay, girls.
Okay,
Bye,
bye-bye.
teacher. Take
Take
care.
care.
Thank you, teacher. Have a good day.
Yes. Have a great day.